This is the first time in my life where every single day I wake up before my alarm clock goes off because I can't wait to get out of bed. For someone to move from Hawaii to Medellin, I think that says a lot. If you just look around at the city, it is just such a stunningly beautiful city. This is what Medellin looks like.
For a long time, Medellin has attracted foreigners who are trying to escape something, whether that be the high cost of living in their home country, or even, as we've seen lately, the difficult dating scene. But things are changing. People aren't coming to escape anymore, but they're looking to improve their quality of life. I've noticed this in the last couple of years when I've seen a new demographic of person arriving to this city, and that type of person is the one that can live anywhere in the world that they want. They're not escaping anything, but they're coming to Medellin because they love it, they love the quality of life they can have here, and they love the people. So today, I'm going to dive a bit deeper into that, interview one of these people. He's just decided to move to Medellin, so I'm going to get his thoughts on exactly why he chose to do so. So let's get into it and see what he has to say. Guys, today I'm here with Raj. He has recently decided to move to Medellin. He's been here a couple of times before, and now he's going to make Medellin his part-time home for the future. Isn't that right, Raj?
You bet. I'm very excited about it.
First, you want to tell us your backstory, who you are, what do you do for work, where do you live currently, and why are you moving to Medellin?
I grew up around the world, Dubai, Cyprus, which is a small Greek island, England, and I went to UT Austin for college, and then started a couple of tech companies, ran a couple of tech companies, the largest one being around 150 million bucks in the Bay Area. And then I started my last company, which is a tech company, and sold that around 5 years ago. But I was burnt out, and around 7 years ago, I transitioned to another CEO and got into becoming a professional stock trader, trained by one of the best traders in the US, and also investing in real estate. I came here in October with some of my best friends with the intention of going hiking in Santa Marta. And we got rained out, came to Medellin. We thought we'd check it out over here, and I just fell in love with it. What really appealed to me was several things. One is the Paisa people. And if you haven't heard the term Paisa before, it's basically refers to the people that are from Medellin. I fell in love with how friendly they are, how accepting they are, loving they are. It's just amazing. You know, if you're walking down the street with your shoelaces untied, somebody will stop you and probably tie them for you. It's really awesome over here.
Can you tell us the story about the guy who invited you to his family's Christmas?
I was out on a date at a restaurant here. The waiter was really chatty, and he was talking to me and asking me about my background. I was telling him about moving here, and he realized that I'd probably be alone on Christmas. And he says, "What are you doing on Christmas then if you're all alone here?" I said, "I didn't really have any plans." And he goes, "Well, that's just not acceptable. You're going to have to come and celebrate Christmas with my family." So I have an open invitation right now, but that's what happens here. It's very common here in Medellin. So I fell in love with the people. The weather is amazing. It's between, I guess, a low of maybe 70 degrees at night, maybe 68 degrees at night, to a high of mid 80s for the people in the US. Besides that, the climate, the people, and if you just look around, at the city, it is just such a stunningly beautiful city. This is what Medellin looks like.
Oh, it's amazing. What a view.
Yeah, it's stunning. So love that. And then being in real estate, I find that most places in the US are really tapped out. Over here, there's a lot of opportunities. I really feel that Medellin is at the very early stages of super growth. But again, we know that there's political risk, there's South America risk, so one's got to be aware of that. But there's a lot to keep me busy.
There's been a perception for a long time, and it has been actually true. It has been known as a city where people are coming to escape things, They can't get something back home, so they come here. But someone like you, I mean, you own 2 towers in Hawaii, man. You started tech companies, you're an intelligent guy. You could basically live anywhere you wanted in the world. Would I be right in saying that, assuming that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so why would someone like you come to a third world country, a dangerous country, a unorganized country, as many people would say, and live here?
That's a great question. Let's go back to one of your videos you made with Andrew, and you said, here are the top 3 or 5 reasons why people come here and leave. Why do expats leave? I think you've got to come here with the right mindset. I've lived in, India, I've lived in Europe, I've lived in America, and I've also lived in Texas. I separate that from the US. So I'm really used to the third world way of doing things. Things are very slow over here. If you're a gringo and you're going to come here and you're going to expect that people will meet you right on time, or You might be in line at a supermarket. They'll be chit chatting while you're waiting. They'll be on their phone texting. If that's something that's going to be difficult for you, pick somewhere else. If you're going to come over here, you've got to embrace it. I always quote Wayne Dyer: as soon as you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change. And that really applies to Medellin. Why I came here is because I actually like that slower pace. I find that the US gets a little too much. I prefer the slow way of life. The other thing, just from a logistical perspective, is I trade the stock markets very seriously. I'm a professionally trained trader. So I'm at the same time zone as New York, which is very important to me. Being in Hawaii, I have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning every day, and that's brutal. And also what I really love over here is I also live in the Bay Area. Now in the Bay Area, I'm surrounded by a lot of venture capitalists, people that have made 50, 100, 200, 300 million bucks, and they also think they're God's gift to humanity. But what I find over here with the entrepreneurs that are really successful is they're very humble. Medellin attracts a really humble type of person that is really willing to assimilate in the culture and really respect the culture and embrace it.
You just bought an apartment recently. Can you tell us a bit about the value you got in this apartment and how much that would cost somewhere like the Bay Area where you were previously?
I just bought an apartment yesterday. We're going to close on it next week, put a down payment on it. It's around 230 square meters, which is approximately 2,500 square foot, 3-bedroom in a nice quiet neighborhood close to cafes and shops and co-working.
In the tourist zone?
A little away from the tourist zone, but in the classier area of the tourist zone called Torga. So that apartment that has cost me around $375,000 would cost me, I would say, in San Francisco or the Bay Area, maybe $3 million, maybe 2 to 3. So it's a 10x.
So you've saved 90%.
Yeah.
For a beautiful place, right?
For a beautiful place. You don't have to have a $300,000-$400,000 budget. You can buy a 100 square meter, which is 1,000 square foot, for $150,000.
Let's move on from properties, Raj. What else do you really love about moving here? And what else could you say to other people in your same situation? I guess if I had to pigeonhole you into one character, it's someone who's very successful, worked very hard to get where you are, but you've had some realization in some part of your life where you're like, oh my God, I have everything that I could ever wanted, but I don't want to continue on this path, or I'm just going to be burnt out. Is that right in saying?
Absolutely, yeah.
What would you say to other people who are at that point in their lives where they're just working, can't get a second to do anything that they want, but they might be thinking there's another way?
So I would say if you get the opportunity, come over here if you can work remotely and do what I did, which is try and meet as many people and ask them a billion questions.
Yeah.
Ask them about what they love, what they don't love, see if you resonate with their lifestyle, with their personalities, and if that agrees with you or not. Because this might be the place for you, it may not. If you are one that is willing to learn the language, because no one speaks English over here, less than 1% of people do. And when they do, it's pretty broken. If you like the slow pace of life, if you're tired of just the fast-paced US type of lifestyle, this could really be for you. So I'd say come here, check it out, spend a few weeks, spend a few months, and then make a decision.
Can you give us some insight into your quality of life right now in the last, I guess, month that you've been living in Medellin, and how you see your quality of life improving once you move here?
Right now, I've just been running around looking at properties, but the way I look at my life being here is wake up at around 6 o'clock in the morning, have my coffee, meditate, put on my gym clothes, walk to my gym. So I've picked a property that's walkable to my favorite gym. It's a 9-minute walk there, work out with my personal trainer. And then the stock market opens. I have my laptop while I'm working out, so I don't miss anything major. Then I come back over here. I will work for a couple of hours. I plan to go to university over here and take 2 hours of Spanish courses. I do a lot of dance, so I do a lot of bachata. So I plan to take classes twice a week in the evenings, maybe 3 times a week. Once or twice a week, I'll also go to the language centers, which are these little social gatherings where you can meet locals and you can practice Spanish. They want to practice English, you do your Spanish. On the weekends, I see myself doing a lot of mountain biking and hiking. Hiking and mountain biking in Medellin around these mountains is epic. Then I do want to explore some of the other areas of Colombia, the deserts, the rainforests, the beaches, the lost cities by Santa Marta. So there's a lot to do. And, if you ever get tired of Colombia, it's a 1-hour flight to many of the countries around here.
So many other places,
I'm really excited about all that. This is the first time in my life where every single day I wake up before my alarm clock goes off because I can't wait to get out of bed.
Can you just tell everybody watching your favorite Quote.
The quote that has been life-changing for me that I live by is create a life that you are excited to wake up to every day.
And you think you're discovering that in Medellin?
Living it every day.
Raj is one of our masterclass graduates. He took our course even before he came to the city, and he was so impressed he upgraded to our elite service. We helped him buy an apartment, we gave him all our local contacts, and we built a life for him in Medellin in just 3 weeks. So if that's something you'd be interested in too, click the link in the description. You can book a free call with us and we can chat about how we can help you too.